So actually today is 5 years since I found my lump. One morning, I rolled over and put my arm across my chest, and I felt something and called to my husband and said, I found a lump. And he sort of rolled his eyes because I always found a lump. And when he pressed on it, I had black discharge come out of my nipple. And it was scary, plain and simple. It was the scariest thing I had ever seen in my life. I have 4 children, and it was the scariest thing. I immediately called my doctor. He sent me this was a Saturday, but he sent me for a mammogram on Monday. Mammogram and sonogram both failed. I had a very difficult time seeing a breast care specialist because of that, because they said that there was nothing on it. Finally, my wonderful doctor pushed to have me see a breast care specialist. She swore it was just papilloma and I shouldn't be worried about it. And papilloma is just like a precancerous cell or lump in your chest, and they just remove it and that's the end of it. There's no anything about it. She went in, did a lumpectomy, removed it, came back. I went to the doctors by myself because, again, we didn't think it was anything. And she couldn't believe she had to tell me this. She looked at me and she said, you have cancer. She, at that point, thought it was DCIS, which is ductal carcinoma. They thought it was inside. Just the duct didn't spread anywhere. I had an MRI, after that, and it lit up. My whole breast was filled with cancer. It was like a piece of broccoli exploded in my chest is how she worded it. It was stage 1, but I had decided for a double mastectomy because there was what they call a probable benign spot on the other side. And probable benign is a really bad word in the cancer community. It means it's probably benign, but it's probably not. So it's not a word you really want to hear because the uncertainty is horrible. And most doctors, if it's probable benign, they won't do anything about it. And that's something that needs to change because the anxiety of that is too much for anyone. Anyways. So I decided to have a double mastectomy, had a double mastectomy with reconstruction. My reconstruction failed. So I had another surgery to have a tram surgery where they take tissue from my stomach and make it into breast. Went through that. I had to have scar tissue cut out because that had cells in it. I went through radiation. And in a nutshell, that's it. I look back on all of that and I realized had I known or had I researched things a little bit better, I probably wouldn't have went straight to reconstruction. I think it's really important to let our bodies heal so that we can process this a little bit better, because a year later I shook my head and I was so confused as to what happened. It scared me a lot. And I think that's why my body rejected the implants, because I really was not ready for it. And radiation was really tough. I treated it in the beginning like it wasn't a big deal because everybody treats it that way. And it wasn't. It was exhausting. I'm Italian, and I burnt to a crisp. They couldn't believe how bad I burnt. I ended up with 2 basal cells on my body, which is odd for my skin type, and an ulcer from radiation. So a lot can happen with all of this. I'm 5 years out today. I look back and I think, I can't believe I went through all that. I'm not any less fearful. I still get real anxiety going into the oncologist office, and I don't think that'll ever go away. What definitely helps is reaching out and connecting with other people who have been there.